Hello, good afternoon class. How are you doing today? Hope you're all fine and healthy. Today we're going to continue our lessons in Unit 6, page 66 through 68, talking about good and services. Remember we have studied about this last week. You can also review last week's exercise and last week's homework to help you out today. Last week we studied about the 4 requisites. Remember what they are? They are food, clothes, housing, and medicines. Again, food, clothes, housing, and medicines. I remember that most of you have submitted me all your homework and all your tasks on last week, explaining what these are and how important they are in our lives, right? Because we all need food to survive. If we don't, we will not live long. And all of us need clothing because we have to protect from the weather, from the conditions, even protect ourselves when we go outside. And housing. You have explained to me why housing is important, because it not only is shelter where to keep you in place, but it is a place for you to relax. And most importantly, housing is a place where you can feel safe, right? Because are you safe right now at home with your parents and with your family? I hope so, because housing is not just a place for shelter, but it is a place for safety. And medicines. Medicine is a part of the 4 requisites because it can provide a lot of things for us. It can help us when we are sick. It can help us when we have many medical conditions or we get hurt. Medicine is a treat. It's a treatment for our condition when we are sick. So all of these 4 things are necessary for life, right? I mean, necessary for life mean things that we need, we really need for life, correct? Okay, now before we continue on to our current lesson, I want you to bring up your book and turn to page 66 for me, okay? I have mine marked. On page 66, to this page, and it is titled, Good That Are Desired by Humans. Okay, what does the word desire mean? Can you post something up on our Telegram post explaining to me what desire means? Is it a need, or something you need, like our 4 requisites, or is it a want? I'm going to give you a few seconds to answer these questions and elaborate on it. And I have some words here on the bottom. Human desires. Human desires mean us. What we desire. So is human desire a need or a want? Okay, I've seen some of you have posted on a Telegram post needs and wants. So which one of you is correct? A desire it's not something we need because it's not necessary for us in life to survive. A desire is something that we want. Just say, for example, right now I am hungry. I desire a hamburger. So I don't need a hamburger, but I want a hamburger because I have a desire for a taste of hamburger with cheese and lettuce. So that's just something I want. It is not necessary for life, correct? The 4 requisites are necessary for life. We need these 4 to survive. But desire, human desire, we don't need that to survive. We just need that because we want it. So let me ask you this class. Is your phone, the iPhone or your Samsung phone, is it a desire? Yes, it is desire, but is it a need or a want? Is your phone a need or a want? Some of you might have a lot of different answers. Some of you would say, yes, it is a need. And some of you would say, no, it's just something I want. It's something I desire. I don't really need it. But for me, personally, I can tell you this, that for me, a phone is a need because what I do, what my job, and how I communicate with people is a need for me. Yes, of course, I mean, it does. If I don't have it, it does not cost me my life, or it's not necessary for life, but it is a need in my position right now because what I do for my job and how I keep in contact with my family. So for me, it is a need. but it might be different for you. Okay? So let me read page 66 for you in the first paragraph. You can also read it with me. Human needs the four requisites, which are food, clothes, housing, and medicine for their life, right? But in reality, everyone desires goods, and services beside the four requisites for more comfort, convenience, and happiness. Now, coming back to our terms here. Human desire is something that we want, right? Just for my example earlier, like I want a burger. That's my human desire, and I want to taste that burger. But the human desires are just a convenience for our taste or our living. So, can some of you give me the definitions of the word convenience? You can look it up in Google dictionaries or whatever app that you can find and define the word convenience for me. But if you know the word convenience without looking at any of these apps, you can post it up on our Telegram post and tell all your classmates, including me, what the word convenience means. Okay, I will give you a few seconds to answer me that. If you said convenience means something that helps you make things easier, you are correct. Convenience means something that makes you help you make easier. For example, like the phone I told you about earlier about my needs. The phone is very convenient for me, and it also might be convenient for you, because with the phone you can contact or download an app and use that app right away, right? Just for example, you want to order a pizza. Instead of going to the store or the pizza place to buy a pizza, you can just pick out your phone and dial on the phone, tell me I want a pizza, and the pizza will be delivered to your house. So that is very convenient for you, where you have to go out and buy a pizza. So having a phone is convenient because it is made easier for you to order a pizza. There is many ways to make things easier with human desire. As you see on page 66, I have all these conveniences that can help us in human life. All these are just desires for what we need, like a picture of a car, picture of a phone, and all this stationery stuff that you need for your school, right? The phone is convenient because we can use it to help us with many things and make it easier. And the car is also a want. It is not necessary for life, but it will make it convenient for us to travel and to keep our family safe when we are traveling, correct? Yes. Okay, now can you please turn the page to page 67. 67 also entail the benefits and values of goods and services which meet the desire of human life. So what is the benefit of a phone? What is the benefit of a car? So now we will come to the benefits of your desired good. We all also study the benefit of our four requisites because we need all this to survive, right? But now what is the benefits of your desire? What is the benefits of your wants? Okay, now we will come to our first task, which will help explain more about the benefits of your desire. On your first task, I want you to, in your notebook, list 5 desires that you want. So what desires that you want? A car, a phone, or something else? And explain to me, why do you need it? Why do you need a car? Why do you need a phone? Or why do you want a motorcycle? So these are all your options to write. You will have 40 minutes to complete this task. Once you complete this task, you can post it up on our Telegram post so all your classmates can see your wants. And including me, I want to see your explanations on why you need a phone, a motorcycle, or a car. Okay, class? Until I see you again, goodbye. Hello class, welcome back to our second video for today's lessons. In our first lesson, we have talked about the 4 requisites that we need for life, and we also went into detail about the desire of things we need, our human desire. You have explained to me some things that you need, like for your first task, for your desires. I ask you to list 5 things that you desire most about your life now. And thank you for submitting your work to me. I see most of you really need, not want, really need a phone for, because of the modern age where you have communication with your friends, and also for a lot of apps and things you need for settings. So I can understand why you need the phone and it's not really a want. Some of you also want a car and motorcycles, and tell me why. Because it is convenience for you to travel. If you understand the word convenience means things that are made easy, right? Things that can help us in our life to make things easier for us. Okay, now on to our second task. Your second task will include more reading and more studying on page 67 on the 4th section, number 4. I will read to you number 4 right now real quick, and we'll do a review with you on that section. Number 4 is that principles in buying necessary good. Principles means the things or the law that why we need to buy these goods, things that we have to understand before we buy or purchase the items. For choosing necessary goods, you should do the following. 1. Choose goods by considering the benefits. Okay, for example, most of you want a phone. So what are the benefits of having a phone? Some of you are going the benefits, but in this exercise, I want you to choose it because of the goods by choosing the correct benefits. Don't just buy because it have a cheap price or it is very expensive. Buy because it have the right quality that you need from a phone. Because some phones might cost a lot, but it do less than a lesser expensive phone, right? So I want you to do your research. Make sure you buy the phone that you really need, or have enough options, enough things on the phone where you can use. Don't just buy it based on your desire just because you need a phone. Buy it based on the benefits of the phone. Okay? And the second reason is choose goods of quality and reasonable price. So what does that mean? Choose goods of good quality and reasonable price. Again, like I said, the first example, when you buy an item, don't just buy it because it is cheap or because it has the things you want or because you desire it. Buy it because it has a good quality, meaning it can last a long time and at a good price. So don't buy it because it's probably $500 or $200. Buy it at a good price where you can save money, right? And the third comparison is compare prices of the same good before buying. So what does that mean, to compare price? Can you give me an example of comparing prices? Okay, I can give you one example. Like this pen. I can go to 2 different stores and buy the same pen. At one store, the cost of this pen is $1. At a different store, the cost of this pen is 50 cents. So what is the best value for me? So I spend $1 on this pen or 50 cents on this pen. So compare price means you have to go to different stores and look at the price. See what is a good price range. So back to my example, I will not spend $1 on this pen, right? I would rather spend 50 cents or something cheaper to buy this pen, correct? That was the example here. Make sure before you buy something that you desire, make sure you compare the price. You buy it at a reasonable price. And the last example here, don't go by propaganda when buying goods. Do not go by propaganda. What is propaganda? That should be one of our key words. That's what write down. Next. Propaganda is words by someone else's mouth. Just say, for example, you have a friend or a TV commercial. When you watch a TV commercial, yeah, come buy my phone. The phone is really good. You can do this, you can do that, and the price is very cheap. But that is just someone else saying advertising. You have to go yourself, look at the product, see if you like the product, then buy the product. So propaganda means don't just go by someone else's words, right? So if someone tells you, oh yeah, buy this pen, it costs $1, but it's really good. Do not believe that person. You have to go and look at it yourself, correct? All right. Your second task will be based on this exercise here in this meeting. So understand it, and if you don't, please answer me or ask me any questions. I will help guide you along in understanding the principles of buying necessary goods. Okay, after you finish watching this video, do that. I will drop our task on our video. So let me know when you finish watching this video, and I will drop our second task. Okay, class? See you on our third and final video. Hello class, welcome back to our third and final video for today's lesson. Before I continue with your homework, I would like to do a little recap, little review of our lessons, so you can understand your homework. Our lesson today is entitled Goods and Services, which we also learned from last week. We continue it. Last week we learned about the 4 requisites which are necessary for life, meaning that we need these 4 items and 4 things in order to survive in life, right? Like we need clothes, we need food, we need housing, and we need medicines, right? These are the necessary things we need for life. So it's not a desire, it is a need. If we don't have food, clothing, or medicine, we might be in great danger, right? Okay, and for today's lesson, we talk about the desires of human life, the human desire. Things that we desire, things that we don't need, but things we want. Like on your first and second task, you have to explain to me some of your desires and some of your wants. Like most of you need a phone, maybe a motorcycle, a car, or some fancy food, like what you have explained to me in your task. Yes, these are all just things that we desire, meaning things that we want. Okay, class? If you have any more questions about our task today, please ask me and I will gladly help you and guide you with all your lessons today. And so I would like to thank personally to all of you for submitting me your task. You have done all amazing jobs and you did great. And now for our homework. Your homework will be on page 68 in your book. But your homework will include also your tasks and your exercise that you learned last week. Okay, so review last week's lessons to also do this week's homework. Remember, homework is due before the start of next week's class. So please send it to me before we start next week so I can grade it and give you a score. Because your scores are really important to go up to your overall score at the end. Remember, midterm is coming up soon, so it is important to do your homework. Okay, until we see each other again next week, be safe and stay healthy. Goodbye, class.